Welcome to My Bladder Sling Story, where pain becomes purpose and every voice finds strength. Hi, I'm Denise, and if you're here because you're scared, you're confused, you're hurting, or just trying to understand like what's happening with your body after a bladder sling, or if you're at the point where you're thinking about having a bladder sling, I want you to take a deep breath. You're in the right place. And I want you to know that I created this space because no woman should have to go through this alone. And for far too long, I I felt like I did. So I'm gonna be real with you all. It was hard for me to even get on here and share my story. And you're gonna notice I'm going to be checking my notes on purpose because I want to make sure that I'm giving you all the true me and the true story behind this because I refuse to keep my story to myself because for a long time I kept doing that, but now I'm not doing that anymore. So here's my story and why it matters, and why I'm sharing it. So I got a bladder sling, y'all, because I wanted my life back. It was a part of things that happened to me, and I wanted my life back, y'all. I wanted to stop leaking when I laughed or coughed, and I never forget one day after having this is a true story. After having my now 11-year-old, before it was all that bad, I was at school coming back from maternity leave at work. I was a teacher and I was in the classroom, y'all. And not only was there, leakage sometimes, but past gas, like just passing gas, it would just come out without me trying. There was nothing I could do about it. It was leak. And yeah, I'm getting real with y'all right now. But that's what happened. And then my students in the classroom, they were blaming everyone else. And I just felt horrible, like it was a horrible experience, but that was the part of it. So I ended up having to have two types of prolapses fixed. But that bladder sling was the one that was the biggest one. So not only was the past gas with the leaks of laughing or sneezing, or coughing, things like that, but I wanted to feel like myself again. And I believed that this surgery, you all, would be the answer. And if you're here, you probably are thinking the same thing. But what I did not expect was how isolating the experience would be, y'all. Like how much pain, confusion, and fear I would walk through. There are many nights I would sit in my bed and cry, not knowing what was going on with my body. I'll never forget one day I was sitting in the bed and my husband was sitting there, and I was just thinking about the pain I was feeling. And I sat and he was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Wait, I mean, I'm hurting, I'm in pain. I can't, be intimate with you as I wanted to be, as I desire to be." And I cried. And thankfully, he was there to hold me through that. But there were too many days like that, too many nights, days, evenings, whatever, too many of them like that. And honestly, if we thought about how little information moms actually get, that's why I'm sharing this, because I couldn't find anything, especially here where this is posted. I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find much of anything from a mom to share her actual experience. And how many questions doctors don't always have clear answers for. Like, I will go deeper into this as we progress. But look, there are moments when I thought, is this normal? Like, is this really normal? Am I overreacting? Why does no one else talk about this? And I understand it. It can feel very embarrassing because for me it was. It felt like everyone knew something except me. Honestly, y'all, it was bad. I felt like the doctor wasn't listening to me, and that's a whole nother story I can go in. And no, this is not about you. If you already have one and you love it, great. If you don't have one, don't take my story to be the one that say you're not getting it, because there have been many women who love it. I just had an experience that was not the best for me. And if I would have just stood up for me in the beginning and had it taken out. I may not be this far down in symptoms of adverse effects, but that's another story for another day. But there was really a time where I thought, is this normal? And the hardest part was honestly feeling like I was the only one, like I was out here all on my own. So I decided, and that's why I'm here. I decided no more silence. I'm sharing my story because I wish that someone else, that I had someone to guide me, to warn me, and to sit with me in truth and in the truth of what bladder sling surgery can really look like, because I didn't have that. But now you get to have it. So let's look at the purpose. So the whole purpose of this channel is simply, it's very simple. This channel exists for awareness, for connection, and for hope. But I'm not here to scare anyone. I'm simply here to be honest and share what I have gone through and what I'm still going through. And I'll be sharing, of course, like what I went through, what I've learned, and what I want every woman to know before, during, and after a bladder sling surgery. And my goal is simple: to help you feel seen, I see you, supported, and educated. Because, like I said, I couldn't find a lot of stuff. And when you feel that way in a world where pelvic health is rarely talked about openly, that's why I'm here. So now, who is this channel for? So if you are considering a bladder sling, this channel is for you. If you've had one and you're trying to understand your symptoms, this channel is for you. If you're experiencing pain, complications, or fear, this channel is for you. If you've ever felt dismissed or unheard by a provider, this channel is definitely for you. And if you're a partner or a loved one trying to understand what your loved one is going through after having a bladder sling, I'm glad that you're here too. I really am. Thanks for being here. So, what you can expect. So, each week, you all, I'll share parts of my personal story, my personal journey in this, the real unfiltered version. And there'll be short educational videos explaining procedures, complications, and recovery in plain language. Emotional support content, because the mental side is just as real as the physical side, as you heard me talk about earlier. The next thing, I will share research-based awareness videos, because what I will share with you is going to be based off of real research, which is so important. And eventually, there will be interviews with pelvic floor specialists and other women with similar stories. And here's the deal: you will not find judgment here, just truth, empathy, and the kind of support I wish I had. Now, what I want you to know, so most of all, I want you to know this: you're not lazy, you're not dramatic, you're not alone. Your symptoms matter, your fears matter, and your story deserves compassion. That's why I'm here. And look, if you feel connected to this, or if you simply need a safe place to learn and to process, I'd love for you to subscribe and to stay close. And if you have questions, please drop them here, drop them in the comments, because I'll be building future videos directly from what you need, what you ask. And that's the way this will work. And you don't have to walk this road alone anymore. I'm here, right here with you. And if you haven't heard this at all today, because I needed to hear this a lot, I love you to life. Your life is not lost. I'm here to love you to life, and I'm here to love you to peace. And I will see you next time.
Thanks for watching.